Host FluufAlpaca. Hello, everybody. Welcome to GAHCast. I'm your host, Hydrowave99, and I'm joined here with my good friend and co-host, FluufAlpaca. How are you today?
I'm okay.
That's good to hear.
I'm super sick, but I'm okay.
That's good. Yeah, I remember we would have recorded literally like yesterday, but obviously we were hoping our good friend Alpaca here feels better.
I should have just done it the night before when you first wanted to on Saturday, because, I wasn't super sick yet.
But I think at the time, our good friend Ghost wanted you on his stream,
Yeah, our good friend.
who was supposed to be back here by this episode, and he was like, "Nope, episode 10."
Yep.
So we're gonna make that joke for a while that he should have been back by now.
Yeah, the only problem is, well, I'm not too sure if he's actually truly gonna come back, fully, because, I don't know. Just it's very unlikely at this point, because he hasn't been on, you know, for a while, and then he says he's coming at 6, and you know,
I wonder
I
what
don't know.
I wonder what he's doing is gonna be similar to one of our topics we're gonna be talking about today. More news later in the show.
I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to try a couple different things on this show, and I think one of the things I want to do today before we get to the news is just chat about like what sort of things we've been doing in terms of like gaming and technology and stuff. Just a brief chat on like what we've been up to for that, just to kind of liven up the show a little bit, make it a little bit more personal.
Mhm.
So Alpaca, what games or technology have you played or bought or acquired or anything of the sort?
Well, I've been playing New Dawn, Far Cry New Dawn, so
Oh, nice.
there's that. And just because Battlefield 4 was on sale, I want to get used to that sort of, multiplayer shooter sort of stuff, I guess.
Mm.
Um, when it comes to Battlefield, at least, because I'm probably not going to get the new Call of Duty because unless it blows my mind.
Literally,
Like,
I would have to put a demonetized box for this, but I would have to like put here's my middle finger
what?
at Activision. This finger goes to
Oh,
Activision.
yeah. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a demonetized box on that when I edit this video.
Hopefully.
Literally,
Anyway,
the joke is that my censor boxes are all gonna be demonetized boxes. Just black.
so they're going to be the yellow dollar of
Yeah,
shame.
literally that's how I censor my videos. Is there's gonna be if I want to censor a video, it's gonna be a black box that says demonetized on it.
Okay.
That's weird, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh
Like
no, I get
even
it.
when I get to my epic stick adventure thing, it's going to have a giant, like two giant demonetized boxes for a certain enemy I'm going to have in place, which is a giant orc, like an ogre, with two dicks on it. And the dicks are going to be covered in demonetized boxes. And it's going to be freaking hilarious.
Oh.
Because the joke in the episode is going to be like, I am an ogre with two giant cocks. And then the main character will be like, ew, that's kind of disgusting.
Anyways,
But yeah, besides weird stuff like that. Yeah. As for me, I've just been busy with work. I mean, I've mostly been playing mini motorways and mini metro, which are pretty good. Like, those games are essentially, they're kind of like a puzzle game that involve a map, and you're trying to like get the people to reach their destinations and shit. They're very cheap and really good games. You can probably find them on like the Steam store for like $10.
I see.
Very good games. And then I am also looking forward to Humankind that comes out later this week. Actually, tomorrow, actually. I am really looking forward to Humankind. And for those of you who don't know what that game is, it's essentially there's a studio at Sega called Amplitude Studios, and they are working on this strategy game that's kind of like Civilization. But the difference with this game is that, like, instead of picking a set nation and building up the set nation, you pretty much just pick up different cultures that represent like, these different nations, and you kind of like build your own nation.
I see.
And I'm really looking forward to that one. And by the way, surprisingly, it is on Xbox Game Pass with PC if you wanted to try it out.
Okay.
So just pay like $8 and you can get the game. Literally. I would say that one's well worth the Game Pass subscription for that. And then you and I can both play it. It'd be great. But I know you're not much of a strategy gamer. Ghost is definitely not a strategy gamer. He just spams Warzone all day.
Oh yeah. Even though he hates Fortnite.
Oh yeah, we have a whole rant on that pretty soon. Actually, well, not pretty soon, but eventually we're gonna have a whole rant on that. So, I think it's a good little, like I said, I thought this would be an interesting little thing to add in, just a few minutes, more minutes of us just explaining what we've been up to and like kind of tying in our interest for technology and gaming in general. Kind of show that we care about this stuff.
I just want to let the audience know the reason why I'm being silent is literally just because I am sick, and it includes a sore throat, so it's absolutely terrible.
That makes sense. And not only that,
I'm not going to be super enthusiastic and like doing like a lot of like crazy like you know voices or whatever, I guess.
but yeah,
You know,
not like you usually do. But this is mostly just because, like I said, not only do you have that, but your mic also, like you said, we discussed earlier, your mic has this weird thing where it constantly fluctuates in volume a lot of the time. So if it does that, then well, at least they know.
I honestly can't wait to like replace this as well. Actually, now you mention it, that would probably be in my best interest.
Right.
To just
Anyways, let's get on with the news. And our first topic was kind of what I'm hinted at earlier when I was mentioning how Ghost. We were talking about how Ghost keeps saying, "Oh, he's coming back," but he may not.
yeah, the whole thing about that is this isn't even really a news topic, but it's more like so it's not like news that like relates to the world. It's more news that relates to us. So like about that. The only reason I'm afraid that he's not going to come back is because he's kind of got his own thing, and I don't know. I'd feel if I said what I believe, he'd take it the wrong way in a way, I guess. You know, but
I hear you. There's a lot of things that
pretty
people.
much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I know that people do some things like that, and yeah, to be honest, like there wasn't that much gaming news I felt was like important last week. Like the two, I only found like the three I felt was like the most important.
Yep,
So,
including 5 seconds of fame.
so anyways, yeah. So we're gonna talk about what what the hell happened with Abandon last week.
Yep. Now about that, I was just watching a video before I came back upstairs in the bathroom. Oh my god, it is even more hilarious now that I got that video about it. Like, telling me what exactly happened and like a little bit of research, I guess, that went on with it. Oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So
Yes, I'm ready.
yeah. Okay. So for those who don't know, Blue Box Studios, the developers of Abandoned, well, let's say supposedly, it was releasing an app, like an experience app, last week. Well, they released it last week, but when they were going to originally release it last week, the original date didn't happen because they were like, "Oh, we're going to put out a patch." And then through a series of Twitter posts, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna release it. Don't worry. We're a legitimate company. Don't worry about it." And then later in the week, they submitted the experience app, and you can see a screenshot here. Oh shoot. I should probably send you the link, the notepad document, the links on it. That's fine. I'll just do that real quick, so you can see what in the world I'm seeing. So
I pretty much, yeah. If I know, if I is it basically the screenshot of them saying like hyping it up?
Kinda, yeah. And then like what happened was after the patch came out, they literally deleted all those tweets hyping it up.
Oh yeah, exactly. Except for the only one that was like you know, good. Sorry, I don't want to cough in the mic like a jerk. But it's like excuse me. They hype it up to hell and back, and then guess what? It's a 5 second teaser of somebody walking into a doorway.
All right, so I sent you the link for the file for all the links and everything, so you got that all set up.
Oh yeah, sure.
So you have all the links I'm gonna be looking at.
Yeah. Notepad, please. Okay. The other thing I don't like about Notepad is the font. Can I change the font?
I think you can. Like, if you
Hopefully.
go to the document itself.
Oh, there it is. Format. Just send that to, like, instead of console, it's just like Calibri. That works. Set to like 16. Alright, that's much better.
And at least you can see the bullet points, so it kind of breaks up a little bit, so you know that the links are on the left, like toward the left of the screen.
Oh yeah. So we're looking at the Forbes one now.
Yes, correct.
Alright. Ready for this shit.
Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Yeah, usually I'd recommend just having, like, if when we're talking about a topic, just have all the links open for that particular topic.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, anyways, yeah, we're on this Forbes article here by a good friend, Paul Tassi. And yeah, so as they said on August 13th or whatever, because that's when the article was published on the 14th, they did put the update out, and they have some placeholders for future releases for different trails they're gonna have, with no unlock time, and there's no word as to how long they're gonna remain blank for. And like I said, literally the only thing they got was the 3-second trailer that was also put up on their Twitter too. So this was a whole weird thing that happened. But it gets even weirder. So if you click on one of the Reddit articles I have, there's like an image that has like the whole timeline of everything with Blue Box. It's like an overview sort of thing as an image. And it says on the top here, be careful, Blue Box is a big scam.
One second.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. Wait, what is that profile picture image?
Which one?
The fucking the actual image. What is that? It looks like a blonde Michael Jackson. Anyway.
Yeah. So there's this infographic here. Kind of briefly explains what comes up in like one easy to read graphic here. And it shows that like how in 2015 they announced a horror game called Rewind, delayed the playable teaser for the game because of technical issues, and they said it'll have VR. Then it announced they canceled the VR. They canceled the Kickstarter they had for this game. So the game development is on halt, and they'll tell us when development can issues. Said they have a new project, announced that development is resumed, and then the game that is Rewind was never released, and the website was deleted.
Oh, awesome.
And then in 2015, they announced the PC exclusive horror game called The Lost Taped. They said they will stream gameplay soon. And then they said that the game never came out and deleted it from the indie database website. Which I assume that's what DB meant in this case. Fun. And in 2017, they announced a new horror game called The Whisperer, come out in June 2017. And the game never came out. And I'm sure you're starting to notice a little pattern here.
Yeah, I do see. So they're very like, what is it? They seem to have a pattern of giving up very easily on like projects that some people believe that never existed in the first place, or just a concept.
In fact, the only game they have out at all is on Steam. Let me see if I can pull up the store page here for us.
Which one? The Whisperer?
The Haunting.
Oh, The Haunting. Great. Wait, so all these well, they have Tales of Six Swords on Android, I think, right?
But then that got removed.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So you can't even find it or download it anymore.
That's nice. I'm so happy that they fucking, you know, like, I'm so happy that it's like, oh yes, you know, let's like, what if this entire game was just like a collage of everything that they fucked up and they couldn't fix? So they just like, you know. Oh my god. Anyway.
And no, it's funny here. I am just putting in wonder if this is it right here. Yup, this is it right here. So, if you type in the haunting blood water curse, this is the game that they handed off to. This is the game that these guys created and then handed off to another studio. And it looks like a knockoff Fatal Frame.
Is it the, 1 second. Wait, why is it Heroes? Anyway.
So do you see the game that I'm talking about here?
Oh yes, I do. The web archive version of it.
Yeah, so this is the haunting blood water curse that I'm looking at currently on the Steam page.
Oh, okay. So if you get rid of the Wayback Machine thing, it's
Yeah, you just open up Steam and just type in the haunting blood water curse.
Oh wow, everyone's like there's only like wow, there's only 2 reviews that are not negative. Oh well, there's only a few. The other ones are just
Yeah, look at here, 4 positive and 9 negative.
yeah.
And, oh, look at the trailer said it's coming November 17th. Oh, that never happened. And the history of this game is that it was on Steam Early Access. At the time, it received 100% negative reviews, and they said that there's a big update coming soon. And the whole thing was that the update was never released. They quit developing and gave the game to Create Q Interactive to finish it, which didn't even finish development of the game either. So this game that we cannot buy right now is never going to get finished. It's stuck in purgatory on Steam for no one to buy.
Now they did say that it would come in October, but
yeah, that's never gonna happen. And then here we are with Abandoned, where they say that it's gonna be a real-time PS5 app, and they say that technical issues are working on it. And while it did get released, this was before they got the patch out. It only has like that 1 3-second teaser they post on that Twitter, and that's it. So just from looking at that, yeah, it does look like a bit of a scam.
I find it terribly odd that they have just so many like failed games that never truly came out, and it's like I understand that it's a big conspiracy, but it's very obvious that they don't really they're not really I don't understand. This isn't crunch. This isn't burnout or anything. It looks like all the for the one that you can the haunting, there's so many delays. This is like Cyberpunk levels of delays.
But
Except
worse than Cyberpunk because they haven't updated anything.
yeah, except they actually released Cyberpunk, even though it was kind of a shit show for like performance, but you know.
For the 5 people who don't know what Cyberpunk is,
Yeah, it's like a game that was like announced in like the 2010s, and then everyone in college was like, "Yay, Cyberpunk!" This was like when the PlayStation 3 was still a thing. So, and then PlayStation 4, and then as soon as like the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series came out, that's when it was like quote unquote finished about.
and I have 2 copies of this game, one on Steam and one on my Xbox. And that is a game I really want to actually pick up again. It's actually pretty fun if you have it on a next-gen console or like a really capable PC. But anything low end, that thing's not gonna run. Like that's out of the question. Period.
Yeah, I mean, they've tried to fix it to make it. Sorry, they tried to make it more stable, but
And they're still doing work on that to this day.
yeah, they still are. But at the same time, yeah, I don't even know if I can run it, and my thing gets like above 144 on like medium settings for like most games anyway.
So
It's
if you
hard to just say that, but you know.
if you actually got the game, you'd be running it on those settings.
Yeah, definitely. Red Dead 2 level of settings.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, GTA 4. Because, like, actually, I feel like Red Dead 2 does not run well for some reason. Or maybe it's just the. Because, I know a lot of in game, like, benchmarks are terrible. But, I don't know. Whenever I tried Red Dead 2, it never ran anywhere near smooth on okay-ish settings. Um, so imagine 2077. And I know GTA 4, they still haven't really done anything to make it run competently.
Right. And if we go look at this other article here that I have from Reddit, our Reddit post thread, they have a more detailed explanation with archive, like with a whole bunch of, you know, like Wayback Machine links and everything to get the sites back up and going.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a bunch of links. So I'll link this article down in the description as well if you guys want to take a look more in depth. But it has like trailers and updates and everything, whole links.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go look into it further, go right ahead. But we have this here just in case. I just found this one while I was trying to search for this guy here because I saw this one on my good friend Spawnwave. I can't really say my good friend, but I like to watch Spawnwave a lot.
Oh yeah. That's like saying you're a fan of like uh, Michael from Vsauce.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like
Or you're a good friend with George Lucas because you're a Star Wars fan.
literally, and I was saying that, and I'm like, except I don't really know him, so I can't actually say I'm a good friend of Spawnwave.
Yeah.
I would have to be a member of the Spawcast for that one,
Mm-hmm.
which that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Not soon, but who knows?
Yeah, if I ever had to be featured as a guest on a spot on that show, I would definitely be jumping on board for that one.
Oh yeah, certainly.
And that would be a show. That would be one of the few times which I would have to put the recording for the show on hold just to promote my show. This one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we get like a couple thousand people watching our show. It'd be brilliant. But no, we're not. We're not that scummy. I would actually hop on the show for a genuine discussion about news.
Who the pod? Give me a shout out. Give me a shout out, beauty. I know
Yeah. But yeah, but why we were also saying earlier that our good friend Ghost. So this is
Yes.
something we just thought about, like, right before this episode began, like why we thought this article kind of tied in with Ghost Welders, because he kind of seems to be on a similar trajectory with this appearance on the show. Not
Yeah.
one to one, but similar. Like, he keeps delaying his comeback. Like he said, like episode 6 originally, and now it's saying episode 10.
Does that mean that he's money laundering? No, I'm just kidding. Um,
FBI, open up.
um, but actually, he's probably gonna listen to this part, and he's gonna be like, "Man, I hate PewDiePie," and then he's gonna be like, "Oh lol, you guys really wants me back, but guess what? I'm streaming, bro." I think he's literally streaming right now, or he's talking to some other guy right now. But
In fact,
anyways,
let's see if I can. At some point, maybe by the end of the episode, we'll see if he's streaming. If not, what we'll do is we'll feature his stream on like the last like 5 seconds, and we'll spam his chat saying "GAHCast, GAHCast."
yeah.
We'll also
That
annoy
is,
you on the last few seconds. It'll be hilarious if he's actually streaming.
didn't he time you out though?
Then again, we're talking about the same guy who literally just said Doki Doki Literature Club was an easily approachable game and got banned for saying it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's so uptight about it. Like, yes, it's scary, but oh my god, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, like, you gotta make me actually mentally damaged for me to actually like be afraid, I guess. I don't know. Or I have to actually absorb the story, I guess, like you said.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I said, the game is available for free. The original version is free on Steam. Each one just take a look at the story, the basic story, and that's it.
Yep.
Plus, this has access to all the bonus content and stuff, which I am looking forward to September, where I can get my freaking physical copy.
There you go.
That should have
And
been
then
here
mail
by
it to him.
now, but got delayed like twice.
And then you mail a second copy to him. And then he drives all the way up to you and knocks on your door and shoves it down your throat and says, "Doki, Doki," and then kicks you in the nuts and drives away.
Except he doesn't drive right now, so he'd be flying.
Yeah, he'd like use donkey boots or whatever. He'll use those ham hock jumps.
Or just send him a Monica plushie.
Whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be brilliant. Well, I think Discord's gonna open up on my computer anytime soon, so whatever.
If you do open it up, expect a flood of notifications. He even called me. So I was like, I can't really take your call right now, but well, that's when I said like, what the fuck, when we were talking about like something else. I was like, what the article? Unabandoned.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we can move on to our next topic here.
Yeah.
This one, all the rest of the topics we're going to be talking about today are pretty brief, I would say. I think this will be close to more of our earlier episodes that were like close to an hour per each episode, not like the monolith episode 5 that was like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Actually, episode 4 was the monolith that was 3 hours long. So
Yeah.
so caught up with Activision Blizzard that week that was the episode that really changed our views on that entire company's allegations.
Yeah, why do you think I'm playing other titles from other companies?
Exactly, and what makes it worse too is I think Ubisoft at one point had something similar happen to them at one point.
Yeah. Well,
But
at
that got
one
dropped in
point.
the bucket very quickly.
What's that?
That got dropped in the bucket very quickly.
Did they like? Did the person get arrested and stuff? I didn't follow up on that.
I don't know either, but I do know that like it feels like gamers. Before we talk about the next topic, it feels like gamers have a very short attention span with this sort of stuff. Like, if Activision Blizzard like announces their next game and it's really enticing and really cool, most gamers are going to forget about everything that happened with Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
And everything will be back to normal again. Like, if they showed like another like proper trailer for like Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4.
Oh yeah, then they're gonna get out of that rut because everyone's gonna be like, oh, you know. But
They're gonna look at it as like, oh, cool game. And
yeah, then
everyone's gonna like actually recently, Microsoft and Sony were both announcing, like showing, like mentioning, like advertising Activision stuff on their freaking trailers. Like, Sony was talking some more stuff about like Call of Duty, promoting some Call of Duty stuff, and Microsoft was promoting something about Diablo remastered.
yeah.
And yeah, and it felt like, and then everyone's in the comments of those things are like, hey, can you just treat your workers a bit better? Everyone's like completely angered by it, but yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just happy that at least I can. I'm happy at least I can try to not support the, you know, like I can try to support the people that aren't terrible, but by like buying a used copy. Or, I mean, buy the people that aren't not support the people that aren't terrible by buying a used copy, and support the people that aren't by just, you know, talking about how horrific people are about that stuff.
True. Yep. So that's the thing. If you can find like a used key on like anywhere else for a PC, that might be work.
Oh yeah.
But let's get to something more brighter. Cause what's the opposite of Call of Duty? Freaking Nintendo games.
Oh okay. I was thinking of something else, but
And
yeah.
Nintendo last week had a Indie World presentation, which is a presentation that they have for indie games. And they showed up quite a number of indie games. So, for those who don't know what an indie game is, they are games from independent developers. I don't know how many people are actually going to be watching this. Probably like 2 people.
Me, myself, and I.
No, it's only myself and you, the clone of you, and then the other clone of you.
And then Rodney from down the street. Shout outs to Rodney, whoever Rodney is.
But anyways, yeah, let's take a look at this indie world here. So they have a bunch of games they announced here. And obviously, if there's a game you're curious about, you can just look up the title on Google or something like that. If you're curious about a certain game.
Well, I'm not so cool. Sorry.
It's fine. So the game they announced from some of the games they announced from this indie world from Nintendo include Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Axiom Verge 2, Eastward,
What
Toem.
the fuck is Necro Barista? Final Pour. Age verification? What the fuck do you mean age verification? Go fuck yourself. Anyway.
So there were a couple of that Necro Barista actually was a shadow drop. So what that is, it's supposedly a coffee, and it's a visual novel that talks about Melbourne, Australia's coffee culture, necromancy, and well, process of letting go. I guess something about dead people.
What?
So yeah, it's a
What?
visual novel. I could probably get my Switch, buy a freaking capture card once I get my better computer and play it.
But I'm sorry. What about Australia and necroculture?
So, um, well, Melbourne's a city in Australia.
And
Questionable ethics of necromancy in the process of letting go. So I guess they're trying to use necromancy to try to revive somebody.
oh, is that what it is? It's like what is it like? Is it kind of like hold on, let me look at this again. Probably having that like
Yeah, have that article up because we have quite a number of games to talk about here.
I need to look at this. What is this?
Yeah, so like I said, if you have that article open up, just copy and paste the game,
Yeah.
and you can just look up the trailers on YouTube or whatever if you want to get a good idea what the game is. Or you could
Oh,
just, or you could just, or if it's easier, just type in Indie World Nintendo on YouTube and just find it's like the latest video they have up.
all right. I see what it's about. Okay, yeah. So it's like, oh, that's nice. I get it. So it's like a basically you see the world of you see a bunch of characters that have had dead people and they get to have one last conversation before they move on. That sort of thing. That's cute. I like that. That's it seems like one of those makes you think kind of like games.
Yeah.
I like that. It's nice.
And
Sorry,
no, it's
I don't
fine.
mean to
Like,
talk
please,
about it.
I'd be happy if you like looked at some of these games, just kind of explain to the audience what you saw. Cause I watched that entire presentation myself, like last week live,
Yeah.
and like the game that the two games that intrigued me the most were Metal Slug Tactics and Tetris Effect Connected.
I see. Mm.
Metal Slug Tactics. So Metal Slug was like a series that has made by SNK back in the 90s, and it plays kind of more. Usually would play more like a Contra-like game.
Yeah, I think I remember this. It's like, yeah.
But Metal Slug Tactics is what if you take Metal Slug and then make it a turn-based strategy RPG sort of game.
You get Fire Emblem. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But you get a game that seems like it's a little bit closer to Advanced Wars more so, but it's all like on foot soldiers.
Okay, so you get Fire Emblem with guns. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But yeah, it is literally like an over the top like strategy game. But yeah, Fire Emblem with a different skin,
Yep.
without the waifus.
And without like, he tied me to the chair stuff. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. Axiom Verge 2 was the one that a lot of people were really looking forward to, and that got shadow dropped on the day of the presentation.
Guys.
If you don't know what Axiom Verge 2 is, like, or any Axiom Verge games, they're kind of like they're Metroidvanias.
Oh, okay.
So if you're into Metroid, check those games out. You could probably get them on PC too.
Mm-hmm.
Eastward is an RPG game that was actually made by the developers of Stardew Valley.
Hmm.
It actually takes place in a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh, nice.
You're not doing any farming or anything like that. It's like a proper RPG.
Is it like Fallout 1 and 2? The way it sounds is it sounds like you like it.
Go take a look at the game on YouTube, because like I said, it's made by the developers of Stardew Valley, so it still has a pixel art style.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking too much of, the post-apocalypse sort of thing.
I would say check out the trailer for it. You might like it, but however, it is a timed console exclusive that's coming out September 16th, so you might be able to snag it on PC.
Oh, it seems a bit more like Zelda, actually. I see.
I would still say mean, if it still intrigues you, definitely check it out because indie games are cheaper than traditional console games.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not even about the price. It's just like, is the game actually worth it? And then the price.
Well, with how Stardew Valley is, which I actually enjoy Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
this seems like it's in capable hands of a good developer. So I would say it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. I liked Stardew Valley a tad, and then I was like, yeah, this is too chores. It's not too much chore, not enough. Too much chore, not enough. Poisoning the townspeople with the yearly celebration soup.
And this game here is kind of more, well, a game.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't believe you can fucking throw. I can't believe that the town is so trustworthy that they allow a newcomer to add ingredients to a soup, and then they can even put in like cyanide into the fucking thing and kill everyone. Look that up, please, because you can do that. You can get a mushroom from some cave that's like deadly. You could fucking do that. Make a different save first if you can. I don't know if you can.
I think
You could fucking do that.
there actually are multiple save slots.
Okay, good. Because like you can do that eventually, and it's horrendous, but it's like funny because
And
it's
this
only
is the same
funny.
town that trusts you with the ability to make a mega corporation pop up in their freaking town.
Even though, you know, isn't your character? Isn't it like Animal Crossing? You arrive in the town, you're new.
It is like Animal Crossing, yes. It's
I see. Like at the beginning, every main character in Animal Crossing comes from some foreign land and goes into the new village or something.
kinda, yeah. But
So,
this is a town that, your grandfather, your character's grandfather owned land.
oh yeah, now I remember it. Yeah, now you
So
mentioned
you're
the grandfather.
you are a newcomer, not your family isn't necessarily a newcomer.
I see. All right, never mind. Yeah, and now
So
I just realized I forgot about the whole like message you get from like your grandfather that you open when your character is desperate. It says farm, become one with the dirt or something. And he sends this like shitty plot of land with a bunch of rocks and trees they have to cut down. What an asshole! Before
right.
you croak, please trim the lawn at least.
Yeah. And then
Not
another
I'm not
game that
finished.
might be of interest is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Okay.
That game is kind of like it plays kind of like Jet Set Radio.
All right.
So if you've ever heard of that game, it plays like that.
I've heard of it. I do not know anything about it.
So it's
So.
kind of like it's kind of like a game. It's like a platformer mixed with like rollerblades and grinding, and you like use graffiti and shit.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a whole cult classic though,
All right.
and
I
it's
see.
made by Sega.
All right.
But this one's actually made by an indie team, obviously.
Yep.
Oh. And then we get on to the one I'm going to talk about next, and that is Tetris Effect. So what Tetris Effect is, I'm sure you know what it was. It is a Tetris game that was pretty much originally VR,
Mhm.
and they started porting it to things. It got to the Xbox, and now it's on. Actually, I think it was originally like PC and PS4, and they branched off to Xbox with the multiplayer expansion, and now it's coming over to Switch.
I see. I'm so glad that they decided let's put a VR only game on. I mean, it's probably not like that, but you know, let's put a VR only game on Xbox and Switch and fuck you.
Well, it's not VR. You don't have to use a VR headset.
Yeah, I figure as much.
But I actually have that game on my Oculus Quest,
Yeah.
and I'll probably buy it again. Because it's just nice to have an option that's not tethered to a VR headset.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about where I want to get it. 'Cause I can get it on PC, I can get it on my Xbox, I can get it on my Switch. I have way too many options.
Yeah, I guess. If Tetris is like, do you just play online usually, for like the new modes?
You can play it online. There is a whole online multiplayer thing you can do with the game.
Do you do that? Do you usually use multiplayer though?
Can you not see my raising of hand?
Oh, I'm not looking at the article. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right.
This is why I usually have my mini preview on another monitor.
Sorry.
Because that's usually what I do. I have my mini preview on another monitor, so that way I can like. Oh, in fact, you can even stretch it.
Yeah, I've done that. I don't know why it does that though. Like, you can make it either like a widescreen that's not fully covering the entire thing, or you can make it like 1 by 1, or like, I don't know.
I like keeping it as a small square though.
Yeah.
But
I want to see that. Sure.
yeah, overall, this was a pretty good. Oh yeah, I forgot about Islanders.
No, you forgot about Boyfriend Dungeon. Anyway.
But yeah, I actually was looking at Boyfriend Dungeon a little bit, and it literally is a dungeon crawler mixed with a dating sim. You literally date your freaking weapons.
Oh, nice. I'm so glad. I'm so glad this is a thing. Woo woo, kiss me, sword. Make love to the, what's Cloud's blade called again?
The Buster Sword.
Make love to the buster. Make me bust.
Literally, that's kind of what the game is. It's, you literally just make love with the blades, and you use them in dungeons.
That's nice. Like I said, I'm so glad that we've gotten to the point where we can form relationships with objects that talk to us.
That's like if I had personification of Cyberpunk 2077 and dated Cyberpunk 2077.
You cannot legally. You can get smited by that.
If I want to commit more heresy, that's like if I dated Xenoblade Chronicle 2 because of waifus.
Yep.
Too bad I don't have another game with waifus on the cover, really.
That's like if Ghost put the Doki Doki Literature Club Nintendo Switch card into a pot of boiling magic, and then Monica popped out.
That's a good.
Boil and bubble. Toil and trouble.
That's like if I took Ruby from Ruby.
Yep.
Out of this game here. And dated her.
That's like if I stole somebody's like if I in the middle of sleep, if I stole their hair, and then was like, this hair is sacred, love me, and then I die of like hair poisoning. I don't know. That's so stupid. Hair poisoning. I mean, you can't digest hair, but for fuck's sake.
And then I was going to talk about Islanders, because that's like, you kind of build your town like a small island. And it's like procedurally generated islands.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, this was a pretty good presentation, I found.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a number of good games to check out. I mean, for you, I think your favorites will probably be Boyfriend Dungeon, the Necromancer Coffee game.
Maybe, because if it deals with actual trauma, then yes.
And Eastward.
No, Slime Ridge or Plortable.
That's fun.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to join me in murdering cute innocent slimes by tossing them into lava pits? So the wiki the wiki states that if you throw them in water, they travel through water. They never said anything about the lava pits.
All right, everybody. So, speaking of indie news, our next topic also involves indie news, but this time
Oh yeah.
on Xbox. Let's just go ahead and load up this site real quick. And you can see here, this is Xbox's indie event called In an Xbox. Not to be confused with id Software, which they also own. But that's an acquisition. And you can see several games here. I mean, in our original attempt at recording this, you can see that Alpaca knows a new Sam & Max game.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh hey, they're doing that. I guess. I was also interested in this like other one on the top left. I don't know. It's like that blue sort of like tinge. I don't know. It looked like a portal thing that was like submerged in like blue light, I guess. Or well, you know what I mean.
Right.
I also noticed Ollie Ollie. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah, they show like a couple different like things for game. They gave like some detail for a couple games here, not like Nintendo where they pretty much showed like their entire presentation detailed for every game.
Mm-hmm.
And the game they showed details for are Aeon Drive, Library of Ruina, Ollie Ollie World, Sam & Max Save the World Remastered, which is actually available now supposedly.
Available when? Sorry.
That Sam & Max game you're talking about?
Oh, it's available now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's remastered, so yeah, there you go. You can actually buy this now if you want to play it.
That's nice.
And then there's baselines from the Far Out and the Big Con. Those are the seven. And I feel like these are the 7 that they have shown up here. But
I see. Yeah.
But anyway, so they showed a lot of games. If you scroll past down the entry ever of the Big Con, you can see every single game they have listed here.
Oh yeah.
As you can see, a lot larger of a list than what they had on Nintendo's side of the fence.
Didn't Stardew Valley already... Didn't it already be on the Game Pass? Wasn't it already on the Game Pass?
What game?
Stardew Valley, speaking of.
Might have been, but then it could have been one of those games that it might have gotten delisted and re-uploaded again.
Oh well, don't even show it off. Just say, oh yeah, it's coming back. Jeez.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Well, we're recording now, so we might as well just say, yeah, it's probably one of those games that it's coming back.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, now you too can go back and farm thousands of hours and have your life drained away while trying to poison the entire village.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I was making a big stink about how you can find this mushroom in a cave, and during the like end of year sort of celebration thing that they have, I can't remember exactly what it was.
I think we were talking about this when we were talking about Eastward, so I do have that recorded.
Oh, okay. Well, just in case.
Yeah.
Basically, at the end of the year, there's a big cookout. and you can put any ingredient into the soup. You can also even put a deadly mushroom in the soup and kill everyone. So is life. It goes on, with or without you.
Mm.
And sometimes it should go on without you if you poison the entire town.
But yeah, you can
The
see
main character is a douche.
like take a look at how many of these games here are actually showing up on Xbox Game Pass. One,
Yeah,
two, three.
yeah, that's that. Wait,
Like 7 of the games they showed on this list are already
so,
coming on Game Pass. So
oh, I see. Paparazzi. Who's paparazzi? It's on Steam. Oh my god, they're bouncy. Why does one of them look like a jaguar?
I have no idea.
This game is not yet available on Steam. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna pre-order it and send it to Ghostwaller for no reason.
Just be like, yo, go stream this. F you.
Yo, dude, found your next new game. Yo, dude. Yo, dude, check out these amazing dogs. They're a lot better than what you have in real life. That's mean. I'm sorry, Lexi. I'm sorry. Fucking. But have you ever seen his dog?
I have seen it.
His
Yeah.
fucking dog will, even if you have a gun in your hand and you're masked, it will come up to you like, yeah, like it's you're its owner. Oh my god, he was rivet about that, like, or livid about that. He was like, we were talking on stream about intruders and stuff, and how he said how his dog would like, oh my god, his dog would just come straight up to anyone. Anyways, enjoy that. I'm also going to what is soup pot? Oh, nice. I get a lot of Amazon shopping. Soup pot game. 821. Oh, nice. It's cooking. It's just cooking simulator.
Yeah, please feel
Right.
free to like look up any games you find are interesting on this. I actually haven't watched this presentation myself.
Oh yeah, certainly. Anvil. I'm so glad they name it such generic names, so when you try to like Google it, you get pictures of anvils instead of, or pictures of soup pots.
Like, imagine if the game was just a soup pot PNG and that's it.
Imagine if it was like literally just yeah, just literally it's an anvil. You work on it. You launch it with TNT across the world and flatten somebody.
Oh, but the TNT blocks are not real life TNT blocks. They're the ones from Minecraft.
That's what I mean. You can make anvil launchers in that game.
Funny.
Anyways, origami. What's that? Origami 2. Oh, that looks like the judge from Far Cry New Dawn. Inked. Oh, I think I remember Inked. I saw it on the other one. Oh, no, I'm not looking up fucking tattoos or a fucking magazine. Oh my god. Like I said, generic names.
I'm sure if you type in the studio name as well, which is in the parentheses,
Oh, I see. Alright.
you might be able to see like what they're doing. Like, might help it a little bit.
ByteDance Internet Technology Company. I'm sorry.
type in bite, like for instance, like for ink, you would just do bite dance in the studio, and do like ink.
I dare you to look this up and try to find the actual. Look it up on Bing. Try to look that up. You'll get like a LinkedIn like bite defense bite like something. What? Please don't tell me.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Even if you type in Google, it literally just says it's a Chinese multinational company.
You don't get any. That's a lawsuit, I think. Sorry.
Wow.
What?
Oh yeah, you can see that like it takes a while to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually you'll find an article. So that game we were talking about, Inked, that is the game that is on the top right corner of that collage they had at the very top of the webpage.
Okay, I see. I see.
Like, so
Just,
yeah, so it's that sketch looking one.
yeah, they ought to like try to make it a little bit easier to find.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, like you can see here.
Anyways.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, this seemed like a good presentation for Game Pass, especially since they're already doing stuff with a lot of indie stuff. Like, especially with Hades coming to Game Pass already, which is a huge win for them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, certainly.
And this is another presentation to show that, you know, Microsoft is doing a big push towards indie games. Which is good, because clearly Sony has not been doing as much of that recently, and it seems like Microsoft and Nintendo have been picking up the slack on this. And by the way, I don't know if you want to do anything, but you don't have an image showing on your thing.
Oh, I don't? Oh, okay, well,
So we were talking about Xbox indie presentation the entire time and you didn't have an image up.
Alright, well.
I mean, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I'm just saying it. That's just a thing.
Well, is that going to be a problem for the recording itself?
It's just going to show you as a giant Skype logo.
Oh. Okay, well,
So that's what I mean. It doesn't matter if you don't have to do it. Like I said, it'll just show you as a giant Skype block.
I see. So, something like, this won't work, then. 1 second. Will Can you fucking turn on, please? Will this work?
That'll work. You can use that. I don't care.
Okay.
Just use anything you want.
Well, that's good then.
As long as it's not a giant slug on the screen. Unless it's Joe Jonas's giant slug.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So, like, literally, you can use whatever image you want.
What about, Linus?
That's what you used it before, and that works.
Yeah. I think that will. Oh. I don't know. Tech versus cat. 2 cats and 1 cat that has
Right.
problems.
Anyway, so our next topic
Or I
for
can, like,
today.
do the super monster. Anyway.
So our next topic today is that T-Mobile has confirmed a breach, but investigating personal data is stolen. And they say that more than 100 million people were affected by this. So it's saying that on. Wow, it got updated today. Oh my god, that's impressive. Yeah, this is what we had talked about yesterday. This was mentioned yesterday. So it was saying how T-Mobile confirmed that some of its data may have illegally been accessed, and the mobile carrier was investigating a. Oh, we got default data for 5 seconds. Oh my god. But anyways, so the mobile carrier is investigating a post on a forum that claimed to be selling the personal data of more than 100 million people swiped from T-Mobile servers. And it's also saying that they have not yet determined that there is any personal customer data involved. We are confident that this entry we are confident that the entry point used to gate access has been closed, and we are continuing our deep technical review of the situation across the system to identify the nature of any data that was illegally accessed. And naturally, the data breach included information such as social security numbers, phone numbers, names, physical addresses, and driver's license information, according to Vice. And also, but here's the thing though. You know how much the seller was asking for all this?
How much?
6 Bitcoin.
What? I'm sorry, what? 6 Bitcoin. What? 1 second. How much is 6 Bitcoin right now?
So it mentions in the article that's about $277,000.
Oh wow, that's like nothing. I feel bad for this person. Well, it's not that it's not nothing, but you know what I mean. It's not insane compared to like back in like what, April, like March and February. Like it was hell. Like you would be rich if you had Bitcoin sitting on a drive. I feel bad for that one guy that lost that threw away his hard drive that had like a couple tens of.
Literally. I kind of wish I got on the Bitcoin train when it was very early on.
Bad for him. He could have had a lot, but.
I mean, I kind of wish I jumped on that Bitcoin bandwagon early on and have maybe like $5 million to do whatever the hell I want.
Of course, yeah. Weird thing is everyone's like, oh, it's it's gonna keep on being a thing, as it's just died since like the highest it's been. I mean, it's been crawling up, but it's nothing compared to like before.
Well, the funny thing is, we know another coin that seems to be picking up some value. We talked about it last week.
Donkcoin.
The Dogecoin.
Oh.
Meme coins.
Oh my god, March 30th, it was at an all-time high, and then it just steeply dipped the 30th. No, the 29th to the 30th.
Oh, wow. But overall, though, like, besides the whole fact that they're asking for 6 Bitcoin for this whole thing, like, what do you think of this whole data breach?
Oh, but, yeah. Oh my god. About the whole data breach, sorry. Well, unfortunately, I'm with T-Mobile, I believe.
I am also a T-Mobile customer.
I'm not exactly with a T-Mobile, but I'm with their, I'm with a brand that uses them as, like, you know how Walmart uses, like, Family Mobile as T-Mobile? Okay. I don't know if that's included, but if it's just T-Mobile type, or if it's T-Mobile like, something like that. It's one of those like terrible phones,
Yeah, I actually have T-Mobile myself.
Straight T-Mobile.
Yep.
Or oh, okay. Shit. Well, I hope you're not affected by it.
It doesn't
If
seem like it's that big. I haven't gotten any weird pings or anything yet, so I think I'm okay. But yeah, overall though, this is a shitty situation. Having like 100 million people's information just randomly get on like a random post on a forum, and then asking for 6 Bitcoin.
imagine asking for 6 Bitcoin from the FBI.
No, the FBI asked for 6 Bitcoin. They'd be like, FBI, open up.
I don't understand what's with the trouble. What's all the trouble with, like, I don't know.
I think the thing with Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies is the fact that the government wants to control it, like everything else,
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but
and regulate it.
yeah, like they
They,
regulate everything.
it's like they feel it's just like complete wild west of a currency. There's like not like a standard one at all or anything like that.
Yeah, and the worst part is it's decentralized, but still they ban it. They're like, yeah, fuck you.
At least we're not in China getting gaming curfews. Woo! JK.
Fucking hell, I hate this. I hate how it lags.
Hmm.
Sorry, it's
Yeah, it's fine. What were you about to say?
um, just how, like, governments just control stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
I hear
As long as I have the right to protest without being, um, like, strangled, then I'll continue to hate them controlling everything that's like, we can make money off of this sort of stuff. You don't have to.
Right.
I don't know.
Anyway, I think we're done with this topic. There wasn't much to talk about on this one, honestly.
Yeah, the only thing you can really talk about it is I'm having a panic attack because my stuff is being stolen, I guess, that sort of thing.
Right. However,
So, yeah.
yeah, instead of personal data being stolen,
What
Alpaca.
about your entire rig?
Yes, Alpaca. Uh, tell us about these exploding power supplies.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
Gamer Next is covered.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna simplify and abridge a lot of things because I myself, excuse me, I have a problem, like, with, like, not understanding certain things and being like, oh well, what does that actually mean? But also, I'm just like, it takes me a while to retain every single sort of thing, so if I slip up a tad, it's my fault. But I also, like, I'm not trying to, you know, if that makes any sense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Newegg has a thing called the Newegg Shuffle, which pretty much everyone, knows about if they're into, like, the computer sort of stuff, trying to get and build a GPU and stuff. But, this website right here, let me just send it towards you. This website, they do a raffle. You gotta enter. So what you do is you pick the GPUs and stuff that you want. You enter in a raffle, and if you get picked as the raffle winner, you get to purchase whatever your name was on the slip that got picked. That sort of thing. Why is my wait? What? Why is
Don't worry, nothing's actually being shown.
no? Why is my image the painting? I didn't know why it was the painting. I thought it was something else. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on. Excuse me. But so what happens is is Newegg. You're not just they're not just selling GPUs for the shuffle, for the raffle thing. What's also happening is that they're combining a few things with the GPUs, and these things aren't really like, some of them you don't need, some of them are absolute trash components, and well, if I gotta say, some of it is just junk they want to get rid of. But that's all I can say. You know, like, what is this? This is a keyboard. Who doesn't have a keyboard? um, who needs this case or this RAM? Anyways, so the whole thing about that is that's fine and dandy. They have the ability to, but when you're selling junk and labeling it as a bundle and an edition, you at least make sure that that junk doesn't end up being utter complete waste of a component, a waste of like circuitry or, you know, MOSFETs and all the other stuff that goes into power supplies, I guess. This whole thing with Gamers Nexus is, all I can really say is there's that one GIF that they show throughout the video, and it's this guy who's cranking up the dial on the, you know, the power thing. He's like overloading it a tad bit. But the thing is, it's not even being overloaded for what it's rated at. So not only is this power supply terrible, it's also worse than it's actually rated to. So it'll be doing like 750 watts, and it'll be rated for a certain amount of voltage and all that stuff. And you can go, if you crank it up anywhere near that, but not past it, the fucking thing gives out and explodes or something, or it sparks at you. And that's not good. That is not good at all.
No, because that completely bricks your entire motherboard and every component inside the computer. Your processor, gone. RAM, gone. Motherboard, gone.
If it's not protected fully, some power supplies are made so they don't brick everything, or just they brick themselves and that's it.
Right.
If your power supply is good enough to kill itself and sacrifice itself for the other ones, for the other components, then it's done its job at the end of its life. But if it bricks everything else, it is a terrible power supply that has failed to defend all the other components from being wasted along with it, you know?
Right.
So,
and then, like, in the case of it actually exploding, yeah, in this case, it would definitely destroy your motherboard, your RAM, your processor, your fan,
yeah,
everything.
And, you know, with that whole thing, so for me, I make sure that I get a power supply that is well renowned. I don't just buy the most terrible power supply, because like it really matters, because and these power supplies that they're selling, they're like, you know, a little over $100, I think, if I remember correctly. Some people think that it was Gigabyte who, you know, said to Newegg, "Oh, these things are crap, but you already bought them. Have fun." And then Newegg was stuck with it. Or if there was some sort of like, "Oh, we have to get rid of these or something, so let's throw them in the shuffle and have people pay full price." But I'm not going to delve into that sort of thing, because who knows. But it's still a very big irresponsible thing to, because like the thing is that these power supplies should be tested individually, not just like, oh, this batch is good because one of them is. That sort of thing,
Right.
you know?
And speaking of these power supplies, so I have the video loaded here, and I have this graphic here that they have here of the failure rate. of the thing they're using. Let me just get back to that point again, because that was like what I was looking for.
Yeah, sure. But yeah. Sorry.
This is what I was looking for
Excuse me.
here. So this one looks like a middle finger, so this actually represents our view of the whole thing. F you. Anyways, so it shows that like roughly 50% of their testing. This is the percent of failure rate of the power supplies.
Yeah.
From GameRex's testing, they show that 50% of them failed. The survey that they took, they got was 16% of them failed, and the Newegg reviews show that 54% of them failed.
Which means that, like, there's more than half, pretty much, out there, or at least half, that are more than likely to have failed on somebody that is using a... And the worst part is that, you know, when they're using a high-end GPU, and then that thing blows up. So, you know, and we're in the middle of a drought for that stuff. And now they're selling, you know, dodgy power supplies like that. Like, that just means, like I said, that means 50% of them are out there, and they've either bricked somebody's system or created a lot of, like, terrifying, you know, explosions that have sent somebody to the hospital out of panic, I swear.
Yeah, take a look at this too. So this is the 850-watt breakdown of the failure types. So this is like, from what they found from the failures, this is what they found. 38.9% of them failed because they were dead on arrival, period.
Oh.
2.8% failed over time. 2.8% failed under load. 2.8% was from destroyed components, and 2.8% was from random shutdowns.
I see.
So you can see, this is the graphic I'm sharing here. It's all, this is like the breakdown what they found.
So out of how many total components? Do they say that?
It probably might have detailed it in the video, but I'm just looking at the graphics right now.
I see, yeah. Because, like, like, I mean, I'll have to, like, do the whole sort of, like, percentage sort of stuff, like calculating what a percentage is in total or something, but, you know, in general, though,
Yeah, but if we look down here, so think about it this way. That means out of all the failure reviews, so if I say non-failure reviews are 50%, we're going to multiply this
yeah.
whole entire half by 2. So in other words, 5.6% of the failures resulted from destroyed components. So probably what happened in this case was the components either receiving like a little bit too much power, so the power distribution was terrible,
I see.
or it must have been the case that, like I said over here, they failed over time. It's hard for them. I think it seems like they were only looking at like the reviews. If you notice, it's just non-fair reviews. So it looked like they were only looking at the reviews and what they could gather from the reviews.
I see.
This is them gathering data. So from what they found from the data, this was the result.
Alright. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so, like, excuse me, so this whole graph, like, this whole, like, circle graph, to me, like, it shows that out of whatever components were failing, at least 50% of them, of people that have reviewed, are like, that's, I don't know, it's just, if you have 50% saying it's dead on arrival, or has been destroyed under load, or shut down, or any other type of failure, and half of that is also just, oh, it works great, then that's a large failure rate. Like, it should be, at least, when it comes to failure rates, like, there's a certain percentage that you do not go past, I swear. Like, whatever components that they sourced from, they, you know, and I think that's actually what they broke down in the video, was that a lot of the FETs or whatever, the components that they used were from different companies, and the ones from that company, one of them is like a different color but from the same company, and one is the same color but from a different company, and it's hard to like really, like, I think I forgot his name, but there was another guy, the guy who tests all the components, the one I think was in the GIF that where the power supply sparked at him. I think that was the same guy, but he even said that they use these like different parts to create the same exact model from different sources.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And take a look at this is the breakdown for the 750 watt. So what we were looking before, the 850 watt, this is a 750 watt. Take a look how much of a difference this is. So now it's a situation where, yeah, there's less dead on arrival, but there's more non-failure reviews. There's a 38.2% dead on arrival, and the other components are more drastic. Look at this. 8.1% failed over time, 2.3% failed under load, 4% was the result from destroyed components, and 1.7% led from random shutdowns. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Like, this could also, there's a small chance this could be because the result of, people being idiots and putting like higher volt wattage components inside their computers. Like, there's a small chance that could be the case, but I doubt it if we're looking at failure rates this high.
I truly doubt it too, because like most power supplies are rated to be stuck in a 750, to be connected to a 750 power supply. So, it can't just be a large failure rate, because it cannot be that, because isn't what? Excuse me. Let me look. What's the best wattage for an RX 3090 RTX? Sorry, RTX 3090 PSU wattage. So, you'll want a 750 watt power supply if you pair the card with a mainstream i5, i7, or i5 or Ryzen 7 CPU. Okay. So if you're literally just doing an 8-core processor with an RTX 3090, you won't hit that limit, and not many people have a 3090 anyway. So, like, the most you'll ever need is a 1000 watt, unit for, like, the Threadripper or the server Intel sort of thing. Excuse me.
And take a look at this component temperature here. Like, look at this shit.
Let me look. 1 second.
So this is around like the 23-minute mark. So I'm just trying to see if I can get a better idea of this. You can see in their graph, literally in the graph of the video.
Which is not, by the way, at 45 degrees. That's
I'm gonna mute the video.
The TP.
Yeah.
But you can see here, like, look at this shit.
Oh wow. Those MOSFETs need a lot more than just bare naked fans.
Yeah, but take a look at it. You can see like the component temperatures inside the power supply are getting extremely hot.
Yeah, that is fucking insane for Celsius even. That's past boiling point.
Literally.
That's almost twice past boiling point.
Like, I believe at 212 degrees Fahrenheit is boiling. So so literally it's like almost twice boiling. Like, that's probably like 400 degrees of a power supply. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it should never get that hot, I think, right?
Probably not. If I had to guess, probably not. I would expect maybe like 90 degrees Celsius, maybe. not like fucking
Yeah.
400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's more than just dodgy. That is like, something is not going well.
Like that's almost 750 watts. So that makes things worse.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if they actually did something with the 850 watt, but it seems like they
I
only
believe they
test.
did. Not too sure though, actually. Excuse me.
Let's see, I'm gonna go back a little bit.
You can use the arrow keys to fasten, like, skip a little bit if you want to.
No, I know. I like using the mouse cursor. Can we hover over it?
Oh, yeah.
You got to get the preview of the video right there on the spot.
Alright.
But yeah, you can see I have the video muted. But we're just taking a look at this just to see, like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at this. You can see, like, it's sparked a little bit, like, right there. Like, you can see what they're trying to, how they're trying to do it. They're, like, trying to inject, like, the thermal, like, probe in there. To try to get the temperature of the individual components. That's how they came up with it.
Oh, yeah. Just such an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, okay.
They dump these all on, like...
Yeah, look at this. This is the live test of it. So look at this. Like... You can see how their main MOSFET on the left-hand side, after this amount of time, just shot. Look at this component here. Like, look at the APFC MOSFET on the left-hand side. You can, and especially the blue and the other one too, main MOSFET. You can see how they spiked afterwards. They spiked up a little bit and then shot down.
Oh yeah, certainly. But it's just interesting how it's just an interesting turn of events that they just like would dump all this stock into like shuffles and like the problem is that it's like people get this and then they're like, oh, I don't really need it, so they give it to somebody else, or they sell it, or they do something, and then whoever gets it next, or if it's just sitting on the shelf, and eventually when their power supply dies and they use it as a spare or something, either way, whoever ends up using it and plugging in, if it's one of those ones that are bugged, oh my god, they're in for a treat,
Oh yeah, they're not going to be happy customers with their computers, especially.
No, and the thing is though, it's past refund. It's one, it's past refund. Two, even if it wasn't, you'd have to return both the PSU and the GPU, or whatever. And in general, it's you're SOL because you're stuck with e-waste basically, and you don't know because it's not labeled. This one will explode. This one won't. This one will fail in X amount of days.
Right.
So, and you can't just pinpoint the actual problem unless you do a lot of diving into the whole thing.
Right, and what makes this even worse is that, I'm sure they do they probably do a small bit of testing, but they make their testing practices even poorer when they probably have figured out, oh, this probably might have worked. This might have worked for like 5 seconds, and they didn't do like extensive testing on them.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly.
But yeah, shitty day for those who want power supplies. My God.
Exactly, and those who got stuck with it because, whatever. You know, who cares if we already got their money, sort of stuff,
Oh, absolutely.
and they can't refund it
You know it.
because I guess they didn't use it immediately because they already had a good or power supply.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyhow,
Yep. On to the next topic, which we're going to talk about Twitter.
oh, Twitter. Okay,
That topic
sorry.
is the last topic of the day.
Damn it. I can't believe I could do that voice while I'm sick. Like, still. I don't know. Anyways, about blinding um, the groups of Twitter.
Yep.
Eye strain, headaches, migraines, due to higher visual contrast in the buttons. Unfortunately, I feel like you should either, dim your screen a tad, or just, like, stop shoving your phone in your face, honestly.
Well,
But
not
I know
only
it's not
that.
that simple.
Well, not only that, but Twitter also did a design update, and
Oh, okay.
actually I have a link to it here. So if I duplicate the tab here, we could actually take a look at this stuff. But yeah, you can see they're trying to, like, hey, we're making changes to the buttons, make it easy on the eyes. And one of the more controversial changes was the changing of the button colors.
I see.
What they did earlier was they actually made it so I think it was black became follow.
Yeah. See, it's just the thing is that they didn't even mention that they would change it to be more friendly to people. Because, like, the thing is, it's not like. I mean, even the article says it's not one size fits all, actually. But, it's just that they can't find a neutral tone because there is no such thing really as a neutral tone in a way. Because, like, one tone might seem a bit too painful, I guess, to somebody's eyes. But with colorblind people or something, that color just completely just changes.
Yeah, and here's the worst
So
thing
it's
too.
like it's
Are you ready for this? So get
yeah,
this.
sure.
I'm other article here. This is what it says here. Watch this. People who subscribe to the paid Twitter Blue subscription service can already tweak the colors of the app and change the color of the app's icon, though the service is only available for those two countries.
What? What the fuck are you saying? What?
So
But you can pay to get the ability to not have eye strain if you have normal vision? What? You have to pay for the fucking monthly, like, subscription for that? What the fuck?
So essentially what they're doing is that people have complained that, hey, your default color scheme sucks, but if you're using in this Twitter subscription service, it's only available in literally 2 countries. You can personalize it to be even more, whatever you like.
What the fuck? Well,
This is the first time reaction I've had of this in a while, isn't it?
well, it's just like basic functionality. Fuck you. You have to pay for something to get basic functionality. It's like, what if Microsoft made Windows 8 like, what if Microsoft like made Windows 8 not like a tablet, but you had to pay for a subscription to change the display to like a normal sort of desktop? Or hey, pay for Windows 10 upgrade. It's better than 8 and 8.1. Also, fuck you.
or more so, think of it this way. Xbox has the ability to change the wallpaper on the dashboard for free. Just by uploading an image from your computer to the console or putting it on a freaking flash drive.
But you also have to pay for gold, so. Sorry. Anyway.
But still.
Checkmate, bitch. Sorry.
Now you got me curious about something. Hold on.
Yeah. Go right ahead. I'll be munching on a bacon sandwich. If you know what I mean. Oh, puppy! My god, Drake's funny bones are so fucking amazing, let me tell you. You can probably cut this out for like GAHCast, like behind the scenes. Alpaca has a ASMR mukbang funny bones experience. Except I have no expression on, so you can't hear me like swallow and chew the mushy funny bones.
Yeah. No, it doesn't say anything about gold requirement for this stuff.
Oh no, I mean you have to pay for online, so.
We have to pay for
I never
online.
said.
We're talking about cosmetic changes.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, like, make you assume that you had to pay to put it on the dashboard. I was saying like, but you still have to pay for gold to play on the Xbox.
That
Online,
part is,
anyway.
Yeah, that part is true. Yeah, you do have to pay for gold. You just made me think that we're just talking about wallpaper changing and cosmetic changes.
I apologize for the confusion. It's just, you know, what if Xbox did do that though? Your TV screen would be a gross, blinding brightness until you paid for gold.
Literally.
Pay up or fucking like, you know. Anyway,
And even then one guy who you commented, like if you look at Twitter design over here, actually I'll share my, you can see my share screen. I'll show the audience again. We updated our color to be high contrast and a lot less blue. A change made to draw attention to the photos and videos you create and share. We're also rolling out new colors soon, giving you a fresh palette. And she comments, well, he or she, it says they or them, so I should probably use those pronouns, so apologies if you're watching this. They mentioned, this is a great example of how some access needs routinely get censored over others within accessible processes. High contrast is notoriously not accessible for many photosensitive and chronically pained folks.
running ice train pain. Is that what they mean? Anyway, yeah, I get it.
And what makes this even worse is look at this down here. There is no single most accessible option for Twitter's interface. The best accessibility comes from flexibility, allowing users to choose the options that work for them. Twitter currently has toggles in the accessibility menu for settings like increased color contrast and reduced motion, as well as display settings that let people choose between light and dark themes or scale text sizes.
Yeah.
So,
And that's like what I kind of mean is like it's never been accessible all the time. Like you can make a design that's quote unquote most accessible, but most doesn't mean everyone. You know.
and like I said, even
So
Twitter design change, I'll even preview this for you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna launch my Twitter.
Yeah. So like if I ever even like do ever try to use Twitter, then, uh, you know.
I'll just pick a random post that I like, so that I find funny or whatever. Just give me 1 second.
Cucumber Tech USA.
If I do find a Review Tech USA Twitter post, that is actually pretty funny.
I could have sworn he was just on the front page of yours.
That was on Facebook. That's different.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I don't use either. I ignore social media. I know, like, if you're a content creator, even though I've stopped doing that, which I'm thinking of going back to it, kinda. Not like immediately, but
Oh, by the way,
I feel maybe.
I was gonna say, by the way, if anyone actually wants to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter's Moonshot500 still. It's not updated to be HydroWave99 yet. I don't know if I'm ever going to.
Don't forget to censor your name in the post.
Here's a hint. Do I really care?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, even Richard, our friend Rich of Review Tech USA, uses his real name on his Twitter name.
Yeah, but he's, I know, but he doesn't really, like, try to hide it. I don't know.
I mean, I don't really care because, well, I mean, you don't like to show your real names. I don't really care. So the desktop interface here I noticed is not with the updated colors because you know it's blue.
Yeah.
The buttons would be like white. I believe it's white for if it's not followed, and black is for if you're followed.
And it would be super bright contrast, right? High saturation.
It's like, yeah, the black is really black and the white is really white.
I see.
But anyways, yeah, I personally am like, looking at the design itself, I kind of wish there was more color to it. Like, I wish the blue came back, honestly.
I mean, isn't Twitter supposed to be blue?
Yeah, you have a blue
Facebook
bird.
is like,
you have a blue bird there, but you don't have anything else that's blue.
Yeah.
Other than like the little dot trying to say, hey, you can scroll up to the top of the page that you can get your latest news.
Oh, yeah. No, there's literally nothing other than, like, the Twitter bird, that's blue. Like, looking at Twitter myself, like, as a, it's like, this is, I don't know how to say it, it's just not very, I would not, I would not consider this, like, a aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
If the bird was like, say like the bird was black, for instance, or like the background was black and then the bird was like white, I could
Then
see,
they get more.
like,
Sorry.
like consistent with the app. Like if you made the bird like white and like the background black or something like that, I could see, have a scheme that makes sense.
Oh yeah, certainly, but
when you have
in this case,
yeah, in this case, it's literally like, oh, you have a blue mascot, but everything else on the app is black and white.
yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not like this is more aesthetically pleasing.
Fortunately, I'm not sharing any Skype screens, so I can take a look.
Yeah. Ghost Waller, I sent that photo to him, he didn't notice until he looked at it up again. So, yeah.
Wow. Anyway, I think we've said enough about Twitter. We can move on to the final topic of the day.
Pretty much, yeah.
The one I think you really want to talk about.
Not really, it's actually really disgustingly disturbing.
Oh,
fuck? Why did I send the link again? Sorry. Ignore that. I was like, oh yes, let's paste that into the chat box. That'll definitely, that definitely is how things work.
So for those
That's how
of
I
you
search
who
for
want
stuff.
to
I
be
paste it into a chat.
for those of you who want to be traumatized or absolutely confused, a Scottish cafe is literally selling bacon sandwiches with Peppa Pig as the mascot for it.
So, the sign shows Peppa Pig, a plus, and a slice of fucking bread. Does that not ring any truer that you're eating her?
Right.
Like, it's funny because it's so insensitive, but like, like, what the fuck, guy?
Yeah.
This is a mascot.
Hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's all we have to say. Just like, what in the world's going on here? The comment though is funny. Is like, my kids would absolutely be traumatized if they saw that sign. It's really not funny.
But it is, because it's really insensitive
It
to the
is.
point of being ironic.
Yeah, I really don't think we have much else to say other than the fact that why would you do that? I don't know. It's just weird. It's funny.
It was probably like a... Sorry.
It's like one of those things. It's funny because it offends somebody. Like, so, it's weird with comedy. Like, I feel like with comedy, it generally always offends something.
Well, that's the thing, is any joke has to have a victim, whether it's whether it's like, Joe Mama, or, something like that,
Yeah.
Or like, like, I don't know, some sort of like, any sort of ism sort of thing. It's funny because, oh yeah, it's ironically funny because it actually happens. Lol, it's not a joke. But sometimes I guess some people find it funny because it's history, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't get it though because it's super offensive. But if it doesn't concern you, then why does it matter truly in some cases,
Exactly. I don't think we have much else to say on this other than, yeah. It's a very short article. It wasn't much.
We just saw it. I was screen sharing my screen to Hydrowave, and I was like, oh yeah, this is interesting. I sent the article. I think I said I would go to the bathroom and I would come back, and fucking he saw that this. No, I think that was a different one. But I was trying to make him surprised because I know he wasn't looking at the screen. And then he looks at the screen, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this isn't an episode of GAHCast without our good friend FluufAlpaca sharing something that makes us question our entire humanity or just laugh our ass off.
Yeah.
Other than that, we didn't get any other comments of the day. So
Not even me. So,
other than our friend Alpaca. So, guys, please comment down below on the video if you want to be featured on the episode so we can talk about stuff. And also, just, subscribe, like, join us on Discord, link in the description. Get default dance on, everybody.
Get duct taped to the ceiling, everybody.
Yeah, we'll do that to you if you don't subscribe.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, that's funny comedy. You're a victim. You'll be duct taped, bro. Lol, get duct taped, blah.
Anyways, I'm HydroWave99.
And fuck Out FluufAlpaca.
And also, Ghost, we need you back here. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
See ya. Get pile drive.